Welcome back, everybody. So I'm back today to talk about a new film streaming on Shudder that actually was just released last night. I watched it last night, and this movie was an absolute delight. I'm so happy that something like this got made. It just feels like something from a completely different era that obviously there's like modernized things in it, but it just felt like something classic and something super entertaining and fun that you could just kind of like pour yourself into and have a really great time. And the film I'm going to be talking about today is Deadstream. Deadstream is directed by Joseph Winter and Vanessa Winter. A disgraced internet personality attempts to win back his followers by live streaming one night alone in a haunted house. But when he accidentally pisses off a vengeful spirit, his big comeback event becomes a real-time fight for his life. So Joseph Winter, one of the directors of the film, is the lead character, Sean, in this film. And when the movie starts off, it's like showing collections from his YouTube channel that they don't call YouTube in this movie, that he goes around and does all these really extreme stunts, and he's pissing people off, and you can already tell from his personality at the beginning that he's really douchey. And like at first you're kind of off-put by it, but there's like almost an endearing quality to it that makes it really fun to watch. And so you see all these things happen. He ends up pulling up his video and saying that like something happened. He got demonetized for a really long period of time, wasn't shooting videos, and now he was back. And that the thing he was going to do to kind of put himself back on the map is to go to one of the most haunted places in America that isn't like so well known that it's patrolled or that people can come by it, and that he's going to go stay the night in there to see if it's actually haunted. And so he drives out there, and he's so ridiculous. He like takes the spark plugs out of his car. He gets inside, locks himself in the house, and throws the key away. And he starts live streaming from inside the house, telling you the history of what's happening there, what went on, and then crazy things begin to ensue. So I am obviously my favorite horror film of all time is Evil Dead 2, and one of the things I love about that movie so much is the feeling that Bruce Campbell has of like isolation in a space and having to deal with this horrifying entity on your own. What I liked about this movie is that you have that while at the same time he has this internet chat going on, and that he's communicating with the people in the chat room, and they are like helping him through things. And I found that to be such an interesting plot device that was utilized so well, and they really did a very good job incorporating that. There was another found footage film that had a similar concept that I watched earlier this year that was my least favorite movie of the year, probably one of the most painful things I've sat through, called Dash Cam, which if you watched my review of that movie, you know the way I feel about it. I thought it was disgusting. I thought it was terribly made. I thought it gave a conservative lunatic the platform to just be a lunatic. And the thing about that movie is she was live streaming, but they're really, other than like picking up little like Easter eggs that the director was putting in there, the chat was pretty useless. And what I loved about this movie is that the chat was really just like part of it. The way that they did their little videos they would shoot and that he would watch throughout the movie, I thought that was such a cool plot device. The humor in this comes through so perfectly because he is such a douchey character, and it's really funny to watch. When you're watching it, there's this whole thing that comes into play about like why his YouTube channel became demonetized, and it becomes a really fascinating conversation about cancel culture that I thought was actually handled really well. I thought they did a really good job of it. It's not like poking fun at people. It's not really like doing a disservice to people who have committed really heinous acts and that, you know, have had to deal with the ramifications of their actions, but it puts all of that into question in such a really unique and interesting way. And I just had a blast with this. I don't really want to get into too much more detail because I don't want to give things away, but just know when you're going into this, you're going to have a fun time. There's great creature effects in this. It's truly spooky. There's a couple of cheap jump scares in it, but it's a crowd pleaser Halloween horror film, so that comes to be expected. But I think because Joseph Winter as an actor has such like a charismatic personality that it makes this movie really easy to watch. And I just had a blast. It's like an hour and 27-minute runtime. It's one of the most fun films I've watched this year. And granted, it's not perfect. There's some stuff with the script that isn't 100% perfect, and some of it comes across as a little hokey, but this type of a movie doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be exactly what it is. And because of that, it's a blast, and it's one of my favorite Shudder original films that has come out this year. I would put it top tier of the list. This is so much fun. I'm glad they held off till October to release this one, and I can probably see myself watching this a couple more times before the season is over. So if you guys watched Deadstream yet, did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was hilarious. I had so much fun with it. I love horror comedies, and they did a really great job with this one. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to putting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.